the amount of gun violence and the lack of freedom that people feel in those communities because of the constant threat, and then the amount of lives that are lost. It's almost like the black community, I should say men of color, in those communities experience a 9/11 every year from the lives that are taken. So we need to empower law enforcement to make sure that our communities are safe and secure, and that we can actually look up to the law enforcement and other people in the community that strive to live positive lives daily. Like I said, my father was a minister, and I have a brother who works for public safety, which rolls into the police department. I have friends who are in law enforcement. I have another brother who's a correction officer, and their friends, retired detectives, retired police officers. So I've heard countless stories as far as the danger that they go, or experience, I should say, on a daily basis before they retire. And I'm just happy to not only see it on television, but to witness, the good work that they do day in and day out. And I'm thankful for it, personally. I think I've seen good examples, and I'm hoping that we can continue to keep our cities and our neighborhoods safe despite the recent legislation, because we pay a lot of taxes, right? and to pay taxes and constantly live in a state of fear doesn't make sense. So I appreciate all the hard work that all of you do, and keep up the good work despite the legislation, because we have to make sure our New York City is safe. We cannot go back to the pre-Giuliani days where murders were like 2,000 per year and all the other crimes. So I thank you personally from the bottom of my heart, from all my experiences, what I've seen again in East New York, what I've seen during the crack epidemic, and more importantly, what I've seen personally, firsthand, during 9/11. So I appreciate it. And I'll keep my promise, I'll keep it short. I'm also running for New York City Comptroller. If you haven't visited my website, I appreciate you take a look at my website, see what my platform is. I'm running with a sense of purpose. We have to make sure we keep those pensions safe. And we also have to make sure that we're making sound fiscal decisions to ensure that we can hire more law enforcement and more things to keep our city going strong. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, John. Best of luck. And now I'd like to welcome Congressman Bob Turner.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really delighted to be here to honor the heroes. My youngest brother, Chris, was a retired detective, highly decorated, and I know a good deal about the job, its dangers, and its responsibilities. I'm also very appreciative of Joe, who is stepping out of a fairly comfortable life to take this on. And people will ask you, as they ask me, are you crazy? No, you care. I know you do. And that's the essential reason he's doing this. And I am delighted and thrilled that he is. In these last pieces of legislation that the City Council got through, we were only about one vote away from sustaining the veto. So we can thank Mark Wepring for that. And I think we can rise to the challenge and show him and the others that political cowardness, and it is nothing less than that, has to be unrewarded. Joe, I appreciate what you're doing. God bless you.
Thank you, Bob.
We are at
set the stage of the award presentations. Representing the Patrolman Benevolent Association, 101st Precinct, there is award for Police Officer Joe Koch. Joe, is Joe here? Come, Joe. Joe, I guess you realize your name means cook.
Yes.
Are you a cook?
Koch.
It was not any old cook, it was a cook for a castle. Now, would you like to say a few words
Yes.
receiving this?
Thank you for having me here today. I would like to thank personally Joseph Concannon for awarding me here. I would like to thank the PBA for their constant support, for their officers, and my partner, Officer Vialta, and my beautiful fiance, Linda, for always taking care of me when I'm injured.
Is Barbara Lester here?
Yes.
Come, Barbara. You're from the 102nd Precinct, I believe, Barbara, huh? And you're representing the Benevolent Association?
Yes. Thank you.
Hang on a second, Bob. Okay.
Yeah, really. Okay, so I just one second. P.O. Joe Koch, 101st Precinct, in recognition of your 4 years of your years of service to the people of the city of New York and your loyalty and dedication to your fellow members of the New York City Police Department. Thank you very much for all your work.
Thank you, sir.
And heal quickly. All right. Okay. Hang on a second. P.O. Barbara Lester, the 102nd Precinct, in recognition of your years of service to the people of the city of New York and your loyalty and dedication to your fellow members of the New York City Police Department. Thank you again, Barbara.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Our next award is for John Knox, Fire Marshal, Bureau of Fire Investigation, but I understand he cannot be here, but Bill Kriegler is here.
No, John's here.
John's here.
Is John is here?
Yeah.
Unfortunate, I'm
Come on up, John.
Microwave from John.
No, they were hoping I didn't come.
He's got a good Scottish English name, Knox.
The John Knox.
He John Knox.
John's going to say a few words, all right? Go ahead, John.
Okay.
I'll present this to you.
I just, I'm humbled by the company that's here, and everything's been said about commitment, community, and what we have to go forward with the commitment that is no longer there. The communities are not stable anymore. Our neighborhoods are not safe anymore, and we need somebody, or some people, more people to come out and be committed to this. And I hope the people in this room, Joe, and the rest of the people here, you have the same frame of mind. Thank you very much for your support.
Okay. John Knox, Fire Marshal, Bureau of Fire Investigation, in recognition of your years of service to to the people of the city of New York and your loyalty and dedication to your fellow members of the New York City Fire Department. Congratulations, Sean, and thank you for all your service.
It's hard to stand up with John, so John is forever study now.
This is for the web. You got it?
Got it.
Okay, good. All right, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next award, Kevin Hurley. Is Kevin here? Kevin, do you realize your name means handsome and well-born?
No, but I'll accept
accept
that.
He's heard worse.
And you're a descendant from a subordinate nobleman.
Okay.
Kev, what I'd like you to do is just go into a little bit to the circumstances of what happened, right? So everybody knows.
Okay.
Give them a brief introduction.
Sure. How you doing? Detective Kevin Hurley. 23 years. October starts 24. Counting down. 25. It was on February 14th last year. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I was working in Queens Violent Felony Squad. We go after bad guys. We come in one morning. That morning, and we got a call that a girl was shot and is likely. It happened in the Rockaways. And the detectives that were carrying the case were on the trail of following the guy. When we pick up the case, we follow him into Manhattan, where we attempt to apprehend him. He turns around, starts firing, shoots me in the arm. I return fire, shooting and killing him. I was very fortunate. I grew up in Brooklyn. I remember the Son of Sam like it was, just remember the days, the 80s, all that. Don't want to see it get that way. It's very important. Things can change. We need to vote. We need to get out there. It's very important that, the state, the city is in, just, the future is bleak. I'm very fearful of the way the city can go that route again, and we need to do something about it. So, thank you for honoring me on this and let me speak my piece, but I am, very grateful to do the job that I do, and, we need guys like Joe. We gotta turn this around, to save the city. That's the way I see it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin Hurley, Detective, Warrant Division, in recognition of your years of service to the people of the city of New York and your valor, courage, and heroism in the line of duty in the New York City Police Department. Congratulations and thank you for your service, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks again.
Is Kenneth Ayala here?
He's here.
Is he?
He's here. There he is.
Kenneth, come forward. Kenneth, your name Ayala is a good Spanish name, but Kenneth itself is a Gaelic name.
Ah, well.
Born of fire. You a fireman?
No. Fire's good for cooking.
I'll
I
make a
like to
phone
eat.
call.
That Kenneth came from a 6th century Irish saint, and he left the monastery after it was ravaged with plagues. So it's an ancient name.
Okay.
And remember this.
Hey, Ken, hang on one second. Hey, Mike, Michael Keenan? Mike, come on up, because you guys were together. I want you guys to give them a flavor of what happened and what went on, all right? Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, on Easter Sunday of last year, it was actually a late Saturday night, very early Sunday morning, Easter Sunday. We were called to a job on Notion Avenue by patrol, where we had a individual that was in the apartment and holding his girlfriend, pregnant girlfriend, and a small 2-year-old hostage. This was after he threatened a few workers from a moving company with a pistol, just about an hour prior to that. We got on the scene and we tried to convince him to come out peacefully. And shortly after our arrival, the girlfriend finally made her way out of the apartment, and no sooner was she past the threshold holding her child that her boyfriend opened fire. And she was just barely out of harm's way when he opened fire, and we returned fire, and we placed him in custody. In the shoot, Mike was injured, I was injured. Actually, 5 of us were injured with shrapnel and gunfire. But we didn't forget our training. We rely upon it, and it got us out of there safely. You know, everyone did exactly what they needed to do, despite the injuries. And we all communicated, and everything worked out for the better. He went to Rikers, and we all went home.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Okay, let me just read this out so everybody hears it. Okay, the first one is Kenneth Alea, Detective, Emergency Services Division. And you should all know that when the cops call for help, these are the guys that they call. All right, in recognition for years of service to the people of the city of New York, your valor, courage, and heroism in the line of duty in the New York City Police Department, congratulations, Ken. And thank you once again for your service. Good luck. Thank you. Michael Keenan, Detective, Emergency Services Unit, in recognition of your years of service for the people of the city of New York, your valor, courage, and heroism in the line of duty, New York City Police Department. Mike, thank you very much for your service as well. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. Right. Again, thank you. Hang on a second. Let's do a short photo here. Good, Phil? Okay, great. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I want to thank you once again all for coming. And I want to thank you, especially for our honorees, for your service. So without further ado, Mr. Joseph Kincannon.
Jerry, you want to say a few words?
I have a short speech. I'm going to
All right,
introduce
go
John.
right, go right ahead. Go right ahead. All right, that's all right.
Okay, you always write out speeches, but you remember Mayor Koch used to have a piece of paper, and you know what? There was nothing on it, okay? Because you have to speak from the heart. That's really what's important. And I got involved in this campaign just like everybody else. This summer, you guys were on vacation, people were at beaches. I happened to be I went to Northern Ireland with the World Police and Fire Games. We had a great time there. Joe Kincannon was home. He was drinking lemonade, having a barbecue with his family. And then we heard about what happened in the city council. A person like Mark Warburton, among others, decided for their own benefits, and we all know that's true, to put us all in harm's way. As a historian, I go back thousands of years in my mind. And I remember my history. There was a Roman farmer. His name was Cincinnatus. He was farming outside of Rome. Italy was a great agricultural area, still is. The Roman people had remembered Cincinnatus before he was a farmer. He was a great general for them. And they went to Cincinnatus because Rome was being attacked. And they said to Cincinnatus, you have to come out of retirement. You have to save Rome. We know you're a private citizen, but now's the time to come back. And this is what's happening now. A man like Joe Kincannon and everybody in this room, we're citizens. The politicians have forgotten that. They write us off. The press writes us off. Never forget, the most important word that we have in a democracy, just like in the Roman Republic, is that we're citizens. And citizens have power. And this is what this is all about. This is a grassroots movement. It has nothing to do with Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives. It has to do with citizens. And we came up, and now we have a citizen that's going to come out and help us and save this city. And he's going to be one of many. Hopefully, we find others that have the guts, the courage, the brains to do it. We found our Cincinnatus, Joe Kincannon.
Well, good evening, everybody. And if you haven't heard already, my name is Joe Kincannon. I'm running for City Council in District 23 here in Queens County. I really want to have a simple conversation with each of you tonight so you know who I am, all right, and what I'm about and where we're going.